The same negative money mindsets have kept many people poor over the last few decades. And these mindsets have been amplified more than ever with a perfect storm of a social media-driven society, the pandemic, and a US money printer that has gone ham to keep enabling this to happen. The good news is that you can begin fixing the problem immediately. The process of repairing the damage that has been done is unexpectedly simple. In this video, we'll discuss our biggest problems, how they've spiraled out of control, and what we can do to put ourselves back on the path towards financial freedom. Once you have a solid system in place, I promise that you will never look back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Jeff Teeples, and here we aim to grow your wealth with simple, time-tested solutions. If you enjoy videos like this, please like and subscribe and tell a friend about the channel. And also drop me a comment with your thoughts about the video down below. It's your comments that are helping me to become better at making these videos. Let's grow. This hits home. This video isn't going to be me preaching sound theory from a textbook. I have screwed up every single topic we'll be discussing today in my past. I am not an ultra intelligent, natural-born entrepreneur in my 20s telling you a list of things not to do based on research. Don't get me wrong, these videos they put together are accurate and likely helpful, but rest assured I have real experience on both sides of the money mindsets. I say this because I'm passionate to help you clean up your systems to get you on a better path. Start now. You're already well on your way to fixing your situations if you're watching videos like this one. Recognizing a problem and having the desire to fix it is over half the battle. Of course, you will need to act on the information that you learn, but new systems can be implemented incrementally over time. One thing I've learned as an avid reader that is obsessed with learning is that I never hit a magical threshold where I'm ready to start making changes. But just the process of accumulating information about a topic is worth your time, even if you're not acting in the moment, because eventually it'll make sense when and how to act. In money, the world will take advantage of us until we realize how things work. I think the poverty mindset will take over as the default as we experience life without a defined plan. And it's not that people that live paycheck to paycheck are stupid at all. We naturally spend what we make until we understand a better solution. When you add the social pressures that we'll be discussing soon, we spend beyond our means. It's overwhelming when you step back and realize just how much of a hole you've dug financially over the past several years. Back when I assessed my situation, I decided to go about this the old-fashioned way. I implemented one positive change at a time, and I stuck to it. And at first, the results will get a sarcastic, wow, this is really making a huge difference here. But over time, when you implement multiple positive changes, the compound effect is impactful. Systems control defaults. The systems we build will trump any goals that we set for ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong, goals are important to continue to strive to new heights, but think about brushing your teeth. Close to 100% of us won't have brushing our teeth twice a day as a goal, but yet it's just something that we sort of do by default. That's a system. I don't know about you, but I literally brush my teeth every morning and every night on autopilot. This results in me not having any cavities each time I visit the dentist. And it never feels like I really did anything to deserve this reward. I just did it by default. Money works a lot like the mundane habits in our life. It's best to automatically save money from every single paycheck by default. If you currently live paycheck to paycheck and you haven't started investing yet, put 10% of your paycheck into a high yield savings account or a money market every single time you're paid. Set up an automatic transfer to the savings account each time your paycheck gets directly deposited. The important thing here is that you make it to where you don't have to do anything to save. This happens in the background. And I can just feel most of you glaring at me right now. I don't understand how it works. You're living to paycheck for a reason. I totally get it. I promise you that this will not only work and you'll get by, but you will also be increasing your percentage of saving and eventually investing as the years go by. Because there are plenty of other new systems that we're going to implement that will help you naturally save money, once again, without doing anything. The problem has amplified. Let's discuss why a lot more people's situations are becoming more dire financially. Trying to impress people around us is not a new concept. This has been happening for hundreds of years. But the rise of social media over the past decade or so has given everyone a platform to put their life highlights on. When you're scrolling through your Instagram and you see photoshopped ripped dudes and beautiful women wearing the most fashionable clothes on the best vacations of their lives, you start to think, man, my life sucks. And then you add in the pandemic that had us all hiding out at home and missing out on that in-person time with the people that keep us grounded and happy. And then you have a major keeping up with the Joneses nightmare. Throw in increased advertising, the ease of online shopping, credit card access, and stimulus checks, and it's a perfect storm to amplify our worst money habits. The FOMO, or fear of missing out, was real with the aforementioned situation. I mean, toilet paper. Think about that. The world around us is falling apart, and we are battling for toilet paper like savages because that's the thing that everyone's doing. The stock market was going bonkers, so everyone was opening Robinhood accounts to get into the action. Now, don't get me wrong, investing is good and all, but it also led to the crypto craze and even into NFTs just blasting off from nowhere. Most people literally didn't even know what they were buying and why, but they just knew that they had to jump in on the crazy train because they didn't want to miss out. Things like the huge GameStop short squeeze came to light, and everyone that had zero investing experience was just pumping money into that thing to make it big. Us humans have a really hard time of missing out on things. And just think about it, most of our financial damage is self-inflicted. We didn't really get screwed or unlucky. We just dove into a bunch of things with bad decision making and they didn't work out. Every time you point the finger at someone else for your problems, you're pointing 3 fingers back at yourself. And the solution here is to stop keeping up with everyone just for the sake of keeping up with everyone. Really assess your inner thoughts and ask yourself, what makes you tick? What do you desire? What do you think makes sense long-term, regardless of what the herd is currently doing? There are a million vices out there to waste money on, and you know yours. And it doesn't matter what it is because it's never too late to start doing the right things now. And it really is that simple. Start making better decisions now. Let's get started. Define your enough. Don't Google it. You define what makes you happy. There's no blueprint for this one, and I certainly can't answer it for you. But being authentic will immediately save you thousands of dollars per year. What are you doing for deep fulfillment compared to what you're doing to fit in with others and to keep up with the Joneses? If you don't think about what you want and why, you'll spend your money by default. This is known as lifestyle creep. If you get a big bonus or a big raise, you'll always find stuff to buy without a plan. Do you need that brand new car? Will a bigger house make you happy? Or will it just give you more empty space to fill up with more stuff that you'll never use? Do you really own all of your stuff? Or does it own you? Map out what you and your loved ones will need at a high level. This is a great starting point after starting the process of saving money from each paycheck. It is also where you will be floored at how much money you are currently wasting. You've started the process of building an emergency fund, and you've mapped out what you need to be happy. Now it's time to create subsystems that will change your default behaviors. I'm the type of nerd that has a spreadsheet that details everything I do in life, but I don't think that you need a detailed budget to make this thing work. If you're new to this, start tracking your purchases at a high level. You can literally handwrite this on a sheet of paper, or you could log into your bank account once a week or once a month and just make a list of everything that you purchased. I would recommend ignoring the past completely and strictly focusing on the future. What's done is done, but you can start making better decisions right now moving forward. I think a very important aspect of repairing your financial situation is letting the past go. It just doesn't matter. No more dwelling on it. Now it's time to declutter your life and declutter your space. If your stuff doesn't meet your new requirements for what you need to be happy, it's gotta go. And you can sell it to make a little extra money here, or you can give it away or toss it if necessary. But the point really isn't about that extra cash flow that it gives you. The point is to clean up shop so you know what you want and you have a strategy moving forward. Now it's time to be more frugal. This means spending more money on the things you buy. And I didn't just have a mini stroke there. You heard that correctly. We are going to spend a little more money on most of our purchases. You'll now be buying about 1/10 of the things that you used to, and you're eliminating a whole bunch of waste by default. When you buy something, if you put a little extra money into quality without going crazy for the brands and the labels, you know how that works. Buy the highest quality for the most reasonable price. You'll be happy and it will last you for more years. Whether we're talking about your kitchen silverware and bowls and plates or a big purchase like a new TV, if you do it right, you will save money and you'll enjoy higher quality items and a better life flow. And you don't necessarily have to be a minimalist here. I'm not a strict minimalist. I think I'm sort of a hybrid between a normal person and a minimalist. I'm somewhere in here. But really, no matter where you're at on that scale, it's going to feel good to clean up shop. I know it will. And at this point, your journey will be your own. I genuinely have nothing else to tell you about this because each person's situation is so different. If you're honest with yourself and you do all the steps I talked about in this video, you'll know what you need to continue to fill into your life to make everything work. You'll start naturally saving more money while also being more fulfilled with the things that you have. And I can't go through a whole video without getting into the nerdy investment things. When you do get to the point where you start investing, so once you have that emergency fund saved up and you're not using credit cards and you've cleaned up your act, make sure that you first invest in tax advantage accounts such as 401ks or Roth IRAs before you load up on a taxable account. And no matter how much you're glaring at me right now, or no matter where you are in life, you will have extra cash to deploy into your investments once you refine your systems. People really aren't exaggerating when they say you build massive wealth, you build generational wealth on autopilot once you get things set up properly. If you are interested in learning more about long-term investing, check out one of these 2 videos right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you each and every Thursday, and normally on Sundays. Peace.